How's it going, guys? Second Ruby here, and I am about to get into it on my 1971 Ford Bronco. We are building this Bronco in two phases. This first phase is what we refer to as a jalopy, according to the Matt's Off-Road Games. The budget build, we're going to go send it at the off-road game, so rock crawling and apparently some sand drags and bare bones budget and 33-inch tires. So safety is everything. And in this series, I am going to talk about the products that we're using from our partners at Bailie Bilt. If you know what Bailie Bilt is, you're missing out. Honestly, I would say Gordon, who is the founder and owner of Bailie Bilt, he is the OG. Like, if you want a classic Bronco, but to build it with off-road capabilities and that style that stays more true to like what a classic Bronco is, Gordon's parts can do that. He makes bumpers, he has full cages, he does full builds as well at his home shop. He has been awesome enough to partner with us on this Bronco. And so today I'm going to install our rear Bailie Bilt bumper. Requires some slight modification to the frame horns. Super easy though. All you need is a cutoff disc, a measuring tape, and obviously a few simple tools to install it. So first step, my frame horns obviously have already been hacked up. We got this Bronco. Joe got it part of a trade. He traded a dirt bike for it. So she's a little rough. She's been modified already. It had a different bumper on it. Some fixes done that aren't necessarily fixes. So we're working with a little bit of a rough start, but basically frame horns here to have a nice tight fit. If your body and your frame has not been modified yet, it's about 1.5 inches off of the factory end. I don't know how much was cut off of this, so I'm just going to measure from this point here and measure out what I think will be far enough. And body, so like your bumpers, your sliders, etc. You also want it a little bit off to have some distance between your body and the rocks if you happen to get into it. So I'm going to figure out that math, but for all of you watching at home who have original unmodified frame horns, 1.5 inches is where you want to cut off. For those of you who have not cut into your vehicle ever, this isn't normal for you. It's okay. The first cut's always the scariest. Just take your time, make your marks, check your measurements, check it twice, cut once, and get after it. You got this. All right, we are back. Bailie Bilt rear bumper install. It's been a little crazy with the off-road games prep and everything else. So if you've been following along, pardon the outfit change, but we're going to get back into it. So previously trimmed our frame horns. Now I need to take these brackets, slide them in, and mark our top and bottom hole. And then we are going to tap the frame horn, drill the holes. So because my frame horns were already modified because I didn't build this vehicle the first time, I'm missing all this metal here on the side. So what I'm going to have to do, which you don't have to do, is weld this bracket in so we have that extra strength since we're missing all of this metal here. But if you have a factory rear end not modified, you're not going to have to do this. You're going to have all this metal here. I don't, because somebody hacked my Bronco up initially. So I'm going to slide this in. And I might need a hammer for this. So
yeah, it's still haven't been hacked, but they've been okay.
yeah. We are right there. Look at that. Okay, cool. Money. Now that I have this in, the hole from the bracket is lined up with here. I'm going to mark. I'm going to use a Sharpie You can score it, you can do all sorts of things, but just want to line up this bottom hole so I can tap it and I'd be able to put the hardware in to secure this. So for me, right here, I'm going to have to weld this in a little bit, and I'm going to have to probably figure out a way to like push this over or plate this a little bit. I'll probably weld it on the top and on the bottom. It's really hard to clean all this out, so getting it on the inside too. Nobody's going to have to do that but me, but I'm just sharing what I'm doing. People have questions, or maybe your Bronco is hacked up too, and this is the workaround. So I'm going to mark this now, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and then we'll drill it and go from there. Probably not quite, almost fitting. This definitely takes a minute, and these old frames, unlike today's cars, are, as we would say on the East Coast, wicked hard. So take your time, step up, save your drill bits. Some sort of lubricant makes it a million times faster. So that's my pro tip for you. But keep at it. It's going to take some time, but take your time, get your holes where you want them, and then we can move on.
All right, so I lost my audio on this, but I just wanted to talk about real quick. Installing the bumper itself once you have the brackets in the frame horns. As you can see, I'm able to move it. It is a substantial piece of metal, but it's not unable to move it myself. I'm 5'10" for reference. I'm pretty strong. I build cars. Obviously, I'm using a hammer here. If your body is square, it should just slide on these brackets. Mine is not square, so that's why I'm struggling a little bit to get it lined up. The great thing about this bumper is you can adjust the reveal with the hardware that it comes with. So by reveal, I mean space between the bumper and the body. Here, it's pretty low. Obviously, I don't want it that low, so I'm gonna have Joe help me. But my point is, if you're doing this yourself, you can do it. Maybe use a jack stand of some sort to help line things up and support it. That way you're not struggle bus city like I am. Tightening and loosening the hardware that it comes with allows you to change the angle, so you can either have it further away or closer to the body, depending on what you're doing. Here comes Joe to help me now. We're gonna get this bolted in, and then I will show you how to tighten the hardware and to better accommodate the angles that you want. As you can see, the mallet is out again. The frame horns are just not square, so we weren't able to line up and slide in the bumper as easily as we should. As I've said a bunch of times, you're probably not gonna have this problem, but for us, it's kind of a two-man job.
Okay, so it's super easy to access your hardware. Look at this, Gordon Noster right here. And also from behind, everything's really accessible too. So I don't care what size hands you have, anybody can access this hardware, which I love this design for that. So you tighten all of these down here, everything's accessible from these points, and then you're pretty much done. So I installed all the hardware as instructed. So you can see right in here on both sides. Super easy. I've installed a bunch of bumpers. Slight modifications, as we saw, to the frame. Super simple though. Gordon's instructions are awesome. The build quality, everything fits really well. This body is super janky, not square, etc. And I was still able to install it on this, not a problem. Always make sure you test fit your bumpers before you send it off to powder coat or paint. We're gonna leave this raw for the games, but for SEMA, we're gonna get it painted. It's gonna look awesome. I'm so impressed with the entire kit that Gordon provided, and I can't wait to install the front and our roll cage next. Stay tuned for that. And if you love what you see here, head over to bailiebilt.com and order yours today.